Okay, shall we talk about all the stuff that happened this weekend? I was at Frosty Faustings. It was a lovely time. I had a sick trip, and then I had a sick trip. The last day of Frosty Faustings, I went out, had dinner. It was awesome. I was like back in my room. Something doesn't feel right. And then I vomited for 6 straight hours. I pushed my flight back because it was supposed to be really early in the morning. I called the front desk and I was like, yo, y'all got any of that late checkout? And then she was like, we have 400 people going out today. There is no late checkout. And I was like, okay. I just hung up the phone. I was like, sorry. The best part was like going downstairs in the morning, everybody being like, hey, Sajam, wow, you look really tired. It must have been a long weekend. And rather than being like, yeah, I've been vomiting for 6 straight hours, I was like, yeah, I'm just real tired. That whole endeavor from like airport to my house was not great. I'll tell you what, I was going through it. That was not a nice time. But the rest of Frosty's was sick. Pay no attention to the picture in the background. Couple of things about Frosty's. First and foremost, this event is too long. I had a lot of fun, but I think Thursday to Sunday is so long. The other thing is like Frosty's as a whole, the way it's set up is a little odd. Basically, you can think about it as like a horseshoe, kind of, where like there's like the lobby of the hotel and then there's 2 sides to the event. There's like one big hall and then there's a side hall that has 4 ballrooms, and those are all like running different stuff. A lot of people. Shall we walk through? See what's going on here. There's people everywhere. There's Tekken, Street Fighter. I think Uni and Melty top 8s are happening soon. They're just human beings everywhere. All right, one more little pan. It's the twins versus Noka and Wade. There they are. This is what the main venue looks like. Whoa! This is Thursday, so it's pretty chill today. Good vibes, hanging out, watching the matches. I'm about to go commentate right over there. This is the main hallway. Over there is the main venue. And this is like all the vendors here. Let me walk you around. There's like some arcade games. There's the booths here. It's like the Victrix booth. There's some merch booths. You can buy all the goodies. And then there's all the official Frosty stuff, which they're going to sell online also. If you want to pick up anything. I think I'm going to get the blankets. And then I think I want to buy a hoodie. I just don't know which one. They sell scarves, which is very, very fitting, obviously, given it's fucking 10 degrees outside. This is Magnolia Ballroom. As you can see, tournaments happening in here. It's like all the arcade and casuals. So let's walk around and look at the arcades. All Darkstalkers, Visa, SC, old Tekkens. Visa. So this is what's going on in this room. This is like all casual. So this room is literally just the casual room. Like you can just play games all weekend long. There's also a bar in here. There's pinball stuff going on, so everybody's just gaming. So that's 2 ballrooms down. More. This is all the artist alley. Cute little cat pins. Stuff everywhere. Oh, there's a map. Okay, this is where we are right now. So we are here. There's another ballroom right here. And then the Vortex Gallery ballroom with all the community tournaments right there. So this is, as you can see, where more staging is. I know Trin's in here running Uni and all kinds of stuff. This place is packed. Oh my god. This ballroom is packed. There's a billion people. I'm not going that way. All right. What's up? Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, that place is so busy. It's so warm in there. Oh my god. Wait, actually, there's so much. Okay, let's go this way. Vortex Gallery ballroom. Let's go. Okay. Whoa. Grand Blue, Net Impact. I saw some Hunter x Hunter. I see some KOF. So yeah, these are all the side ballrooms. There's 4 ballrooms over here, then the main ballroom on the other side. I bought some stuff for Emily because she's not here. So you know you always gotta buy some goods. So I scooped up the Cat Emo. Classic. Then I got little Vi Caitlin. The Sniper Cat. I have not eaten all day. It's 9 p.m. Guys, this shit's gonna be gone in 12 seconds. The Kirkland Sparkling water. Shout out to France. The fries, don't mind if I do. The beef, and I got a hot dog in there. It's about to be crazy. This shit's done. It's ghost food, bro. This shit's already dead. You know how people were talking about how hot the venue was? The main ballroom was never really that hot. The side ballrooms were way too hot. I walked through them and I was like, oh my God, they gotta open the door. It's snowing outside and me as a Californian, I was like, we gotta crack a door or something. Thursday was the duo tournament, which was really fun. And then it was the devs versus pros. Did you guys watch the devs versus pros matches? It was every dev playing Caitlyn and every pro playing Yasuo and beating the shit out of them. I'm like, bro, you guys all got counterpicked. The worst part is Yohozi was like, yeah, I was gonna play Alawi and Caitlyn, but then Josh was playing it, and then I was gonna play Echo and Caitlyn, and then Apology Man was playing it. So then I was like, guess I'll play Braum Caitlyn. Who am I fighting? Yasuo. And she was like, dude, I'm fucked. Friday, Saturday, Sunday was a tournament as usual. I think 2x KO pools were like really fun to watch actually. You know when you commentate a new game's pools, lots of times the pools are not the most exciting. You sort of get like maybe 1 or 2 good matches at the end, depending on the thing. The pools for this game were really good for like no reason. I feel like they just like randomly were like insanely sweaty. Yeah, there was people that I recognize as like challenger, top 100 players in NA who like were losing in their pools matches. The semis were like really stacked. There was a lot of really crazy upsets. Wawa lost really early in the tournament. He got like 33rd, which is pretty crazy. He's the Evo France champion. France as a region showed up and did pretty well, right? Like they did solid. They got 2 players in top 8. I was rewatching the archive because there was a French stream when he lost. I just see this in the chat. Le Seed won. He's just the first seed. He dies. Le Crocs and socks. Legit, imagine me in my hotel room. I'm watching it on my phone in bed, like dying laughing, just hysterically laughing at this, bro. I'm like, let's seed 1. Look at their reaction once he level 3 here, because he's just dead. Just France just in shambles. France just in shambles. Like they just don't know what to do. The way obviously, Saturday was pretty wild. And Sunday, the top 8 was sick. The matches were awesome. It was a really good top 8. Pretty easy for like a new game to come out. And you see the first top 8 and like you get a sense of what's going on with the game. And like it gives you a nice assessment of how the game's feeling. I've commentated a lot of like first top 8s for tournaments, right? And sometimes they're like really sick. And sometimes like they're pretty solid. It just depends on the one. This one was quality. This one was very, very, very good. The funniest thing to me was I woke up and just saw this and I was just cackling. Yeah, I got food poisoning Sunday night, aka Monday morning. So it wasn't during the tournament. All these changes and stuff, I'm very curious about the actual changes and whether people are mad or not, because they basically just said, here's all the stuff you want. But like, what if they're just like, here's all the things you want, we're back to basics, and the basics are everybody has a stance with 12 mix-ups. You know, you got to see what the actual changes are, because it could be anything. I hope the changes are good for their sakes. We'll have to see. Because season 2 is supposed to be the defensive patch, right? Yeah. Bro, okay, what are these like clips? Like, why? This is the weirdest announcement I feel like for characters ever, no? Like the old footage is cool. I like these. I'm guessing the characters are pretty far out, right? Which is why like they didn't show too much for each of them. Like Kunimitsu just gets the intro. Also, this is the daughter, right? Like it's not clear here, but then yeah, this is the younger one, right? It's not the mom. I'm having like deja vu. There's not a lot of new shit. I guess it was Mierizo, but like it's just a lot of the same DLC for this game as the last game. But it's cool that they just drop all these characters. This shit is, there's no way they just drop a fucking burger like this. Bob owns a burger place. I mean, yeah, sure. I don't know. But he's got Bob's Onigiri. Bigger than ever on his hat is insane work. I thought when I saw this, I thought it was Marduk. Isn't Marduk from Australia? Or am I misremembering? What up, J-Friend? He is, right? Okay, I was like, damn, Marduk again? And then I was like, oh, okay, this is way better. I just don't think Marduk's that cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. This is at least pretty fun. I like the mom bling also. I fuck with the chain. So these are cool. These are cool characters. I like this. It is funny to me. I don't know if Tekken fans like this, but it is kind of just like the same characters as DLC. This would be like if Street Fighter 6's DLC was like Guile, Urien, Alex, Juri, Ibuki, Akuma, you know, like just like straight up back to back, like their season 1. I don't know. We'll have to see what they actually end up being. When Street Fighter does that shit too, where like, oh, Akuma's not base roster, he's just always DLC. I'm like, come on, guys, what the fuck, man? More time of early access. Is that better or worse? I don't know. I don't know if people like that more or less. Don't say early access, just fucking all 2xKO players. Just get these fucking guys. I think it was like 11 a.m. was when Street Fighter started, and then it was also the exact time where they started doing announcements pre-top 8 for Tekken, and then Mystery was going on. 2xKO semis were starting at the same time. It's important I bring this up because an important thing happened this weekend. Screengate. 4 2xKO screens versus 1 Granblue top 8 screen. Such a joke. There were so many people mad about Screengate. As like a real human being who was there in the flesh, this is not real. I think Granblue's dope, okay? I think 2xKO is dope. I think Street Fighter's dope. I think Strive is dope. Let me tell you the factual reality of the situation and where your frustration should go if you are a Granblue fan. This is the venue. The left screen in this venue was Mystery Game Top 8 at 11 a.m. And then it switched to Granblue. We understanding this? This is like the programming for the day. The middle 3 screens were Street Fighter, and then the right 2 screens were 2xKO semis. I was watching fucking my goat Riddles just die to 5 JP level 2s around. It was awful. Shout out to Stealth though, he's a beast. And then Blue win the tournament, and that was sick. So when Street Fighter ended, as you may see, the couches are empty over here, and there's no one on stage. When Street Fighter ended, 2xKO semis were like going on, and then they were gonna move this over to here when the finals started. So for like 5 minutes, maybe even less, when they were like swapping from like the semis of this game to like Strive semi is gonna start soon, and then like 2xKO top 8 was gonna start, it took up all of these screens. What if the order of Sunday was instead Street Fighter, then Strive, then 2xKO? These 5 screens would all be Guilty Gear Strive. Will we be like, Arxis does it again? They're astroturfing the FGC, just taking over. This would have been 5 screens. It would have been Strive Gate. Wait, and if, let's say Strive was the morning thing, Street Fighter was the middle, and then 2xKO was last, this would have been 5 screens of Street Fighter 6, and they would have been like, yo, at my anime tournament, let me hit you with another hypothetical. Street Fighter and Granblue swap places. There would have been 1 Street Fighter screen here and 5 screens of Granblue, and I'd have been like AI generated Granblue conspiracy theory over here, just taking up all my screens. This is what happened. The minute that 2xKO semis wrapped, which is like right after this match or the one after, they took these 3 screens and made this 2xKO top 8, and then these 2 on the right became Strive. The real rub, like if you're a Granblue fan or you are here for Mystery, is I wish my game got 2 screens, and then the top 8 got the 2 in the middle, and then the semis got the 2 on the right. But the way they allocated screens for finals was 1 for the side stage, 2 for the semis, 3 for the main screen, which seems reasonable. You would probably want more screens for like the thing on top 8 stage than like the semis or this game over here. You could argue that it should be 2-2-2, right? Or 2-3-1, and like the semi should get 1, and then like the top 8 should have 2 and 3. But that's like a thing that you should take up with Frosty Faustings. Anyway, it's make-believe, and everybody's mad at nothing. I saw people tweeting this, and then they were like, yeah, but this swapped pretty fast. And then someone was like, I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. Just swinging at ghosts, just fighting nobody. Like, what are we doing? Let me give you a great summary of what Frosty's was like. I went, I had a lovely time. I enjoyed all the matches. I watched a ton of different games. I watched OmniDig win Uni. I watched a bunch of Mystery. I was enjoying Granblue. I watched Riddles die to Stealth. And then I got in my bed at night and I just opened my phone, and everybody on the internet who wasn't at the event was pissed. And I was like, what? Yeah, also, I didn't run into any smelly people really in the main ballroom. I imagine that the side ballrooms, there were smelly people just because they were insanely hot.